named Nana D'Ambruso in my books, and she's a little 80-year-old Italian firecracker of a grandma who pretty much adopts every stray gay man that she can find and brings them into the fold. And this is a scene from Coming Home, which is coming out tomorrow, in which our main character, named Chance,
Convenient.
it is. The main character named Chance, Moonlights is a photographer, so he's been brought in to take some pictures for Nana because she's decided she wants to make a cookbook to go along with her cable TV cooking show. The cooking show always goes wrong. There's never an episode that's gone up as it should, and somehow everything ends up phallic. That's just what keeps happening with every dish Nana tries to create. So for this dish, I brought a visual aid. And I actually just went to the front and I had the man behind the counter printed because the printer's actually broken. This is a gooey duck clam. Okay, for those of you who've never seen one, that's what they look like. Yeah, so they're, about this big.
That's awesome.
Right? The guy behind the counter was like, here you go, ma'am. It was awesome.
You should have seen Mike's face when you pulled it out of the ground.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. So this is the visual aid for what we're going to be talking about in the scene because Nana's about to cook up some cioppino, and that's what she's going to use as an ingredient. When I arrived at Nana's house that afternoon, it was total chaos. I suspected that was always the case. 2 puppies were barking excitedly, a few little boys were running down the hall, and several people were setting up equipment around the big kitchen, which was brightly lit by stage lights mounted to the ceiling. Jesse smiled and hurried over when he spotted me. Hey, Chance, thanks for coming. Hi, what exactly is happening here? Well, Nana's a big believer in multitasking, so she's going to simultaneously film an episode of her cooking show, make dinner for the family, and have you take photos for the cookbook. She's also moving from 1 video camera to 3 because the executives over at the cable TV channel were complaining about her show not being professional enough. She figures taking more dynamic footage from multiple cameras will solve that problem. So she hired a camera crew? Not exactly, but she did bring in a couple people with video experience, including her hairstylist, Mr. Mario. He just drew a man in his 60s who'd used so much self-tanner that he was the color of an Oompa Loompa. He used to make adult films in the 1970s. I'm not sure which side of the camera he was on back then, but Nana says he's good at making videos. And that guy over there, Jesse said, indicating a man of about 40 with a shaved head, camouflage utility vest, and camo Crocs, is a Bigfoot researcher. I'm not sure where Nana found him. I think his name's Haas or Moss or something. I didn't quite catch it. Anyway, he spends a ton of time out in Santa Cruz Mountains trying to film Bigfoots or big feet or whatever. So he's really skilled with the camera. And of course, Trevor. The slender brunette was setting up a video camera on a tripod just a couple feet from us, and he grinned and said hello. He was married to Nana's grandson, Vincent, and was actually a chef's apprentice, but seemed to have gotten permanently roped into the job of chief cameraman for Nana's cooking show. His adopted son, Josh, who was probably 12 or 13, sat in a corner with a paperback, trying to look aloof. But a little half-smile appeared on his face whenever he peered over the top of the book at all the activity in the kitchen. I pulled my camera from its case and had just slung it around my neck when Nana burst into the kitchen. She was barely 5 feet tall, but the chef's hat she was wearing added another couple feet. I'm excited to get started, she said as she rubbed her hands together. We're going to make a nice cioppino. It's one of my favorites. Nana spotted me then and said, Hi there, Chance, thanks for coming. I'm going to want you right here with me so we get closer with all the action. I ran around the large kitchen island and stood by her side as I pocketed the lens cap. I think we're ready to get started, Nana, Jesse said, taking his place on her other side and smoothing down his short blonde hair, which tended to spike up on top. He'd originally been hired as her limo driver, but his job description had expanded to include assistant, companion, and cooking show co-conspirator. I looked around as the 3 video cameras started to roll and said, I'm going to be in the shot if I stand here. Maybe I should step aside. That's fine, Nana said. You're cute. You'll probably boost the ratings. And get some shots of what we have here. She gestured at a big metal tub on the counter, which was full of ice. Jesse pulled it a bit closer, and Nana got up on a step stool as he said, Don't forget to tell the viewers what we're making, Nana. Cioppino! Didn't I already say that? She looked at the camera. Trevor was manning and said, It's basically a fish stew. You got some onion in there, some fennel, some tomato paste. It's good stuff. If you're thinking you don't like fish, get over it. Look at all the gorgeous seafood we got here. She started pulling plastic bags out of the ice while I snapped a few pictures. We got some halibut, some mussels, some shrimp. We went to this real nice fish market in North Beach. You know what they're out of though? Clams. How How can a fish store run out of clams, I ask you? They said a customer came right before us and cleaned them out. But here's a tip for you. No matter what you're cooking, be ready to improvise. Cioppino's gotta have clams, or else it ain't cioppino. But really, it don't have to be the little manila clams like we're used to. Take a look at this. Nana pushed back the sleeve of her pink Chanel suit and plunged her hand into the ice. Where the hell did it go? I know that fucker's in there somewhere. She muttered as she dug around. Finally she announced, triumphantly, got it! What she pulled out of the ice looked exactly like a thick 10-inch cock with a shell where the walls would be. From the corner, Josh snort laughed loudly. Now, I know this ain't the type of clam you're used to. Me neither, if I'm being honest. But the fishmonger assured me it is real tasty, Nana said. It's called a gooey duck clam. I got no idea what that name means. I sure as hell never seen a duck packing anything like this. Jesse chuckled and snapped a picture with his phone, then asked, so what do we do with it, Nana? Well, before we do anything, we gotta get it out of its shell. She tried prying the shell loose with her fingers, but it didn't budge. Should we just trim it off above the shell, Nana? No, we got several inches of good meat there. It's a shame to waste all those inches. Jesse grinned at him and said, truth. What we gotta do, Nana said, handing Jesse the shell end of the clam, is yank it. It'll release eventually. It usually does when you yank it, so it's Nana wrapped both hands around the fleshy appendage and started pulling on it with a series of quick, short tugs. I know I can jerk it off, Nana said. I just gotta keep tugging. I had to bite my lip to keep from laughing. Behind the camera, Trevor was shaking with silent laughter and turning red. Jesse braced his feet on the floor as Nana hopped off the step stool and really started going at it. I snapped a couple pictures because I didn't know what else to do. And Haas, or Moss, circled with his camcorder. Mr. Mario, the orange hairdresser, took his video camera off his tripod and circled around behind the kitchen island as he exclaimed with his thick Spanish accent, "Show it who's the boss, Nana!" "Oh, I'm showing it," she said, as her chef's hat listed to the side. She was really putting her back into it, digging in her low heels and tugging the meaty monster with both hands. Jesse almost toppled over, so he bent at the waist to try to lower his center of gravity. Immediately, Tom Selleck, Nana's great big mutt, ran in and tried to mount the petite blonde. "No, stop! No means no!" Jesse yelled, trying to dodge the dog. He ended up stepping over his left arm to point his butt away from the animal, but kept hold of the clam, which now jutted out between his legs. The dog yipped and bounced up and down excitedly. While all of that was happening, Nana's grandson Nico, a straightly laced law student, came to the kitchen, took one look at the snake before him, and walked right back out again. Nana wasn't deterred in the slightest by her lack of progress. She got up right behind Jesse and kept pulling with both hands, thrusting her skinny hips back and forth to really put her weight, all 80 pounds of it, behind each tub. "Holy crap," Josh muttered from the corner. "Just got a Skinamax up in here." His father showed him a look, and the kid said, "Come on, I'm in junior high. I have questions." "But talk to me. Don't learn it from softcore porn with poor production values," Trevor exclaimed. "How do you even manage to access those shows? I have all the parental control set up." Josh rolled his eyes. "Your password is your wedding anniversary, duh." "I'm changing that as soon as we get home," Trevor said before turning his attention back to the video camera. His son just grinned. I snapped a couple pictures just because it was too funny not to, then jumped out of the way as Mr. Mario slid in from underneath and got the shot from between Jesse's legs. His adult entertainment background is suddenly quite obvious. This seemed to inspire the Bigfoot researcher slash videographer, who came in for a tight shot of Nana's death grip on the clam cock. Trevor stayed right where he was, calmly filming all that transpired, as if any of that was going to be usable for the cooking show. Finally, after a few more firm yanks, some liquid leaked from the end of the clam, and the whole thing drooped a bit as Nana let go of it. "I gave it my all," she said, mopping her brow with the back of her hand. "That shit was hard. I need a drink now, and I feel like smoking a cigarette, even though I stopped smoking 40 years ago." Jesse straightened up, holding the sagging sea creature, and said, "This victory goes to Long Duck Dong," or whatever it was called.
I got a